In this video, we're going to keep moving forward with making different materials in Unreal using the Unreal Engine 5 Shaders and Effects Cookbook. The project we're going to be starting with is in Chapter 5 called Working with Advanced Material Techniques. There will be other videos for other materials in this chapter, but what we're going to focus on today in this video is working with Vertex color. Now, being able to apply textures based on vertex color information is a really useful material to make. For something like the example we're going to be doing, where we're going to be using this lamp to do that, it seems kind of silly, but a lot of times you're going to be using this type of thing to do texture blending for things like terrain pieces. Very common. So being able to set one up is extremely important. So we'll start in our scene and we're going to make our material, and we're going to name this material M_vertex paint. And that should be good. And we're going to apply it to the model. So the way that this works is, models are made up of, vertices. This shouldn't be a surprise to you that we have, all of our vertices on there. And usually you're probably used to vertices holding information like its position in space. And that's, where is it in the world that for making up the 3D model? Where is its position in UV space for unwrapping? There's also other information it holds, like normal information, stuff like that. But another important thing that vertices can hold is color information, like R, G, and B colors. So, we can assign each vertice a different color, and based on its color, what this material is going to do is it will use, one texture on that vertice based on that color information. So for instance, if it's like a red, if that vertex is holding just red color information, it would show one material. If it's holding, green, it's doing another material. And the cool thing too is if you have like an in-between, like what if you have like, it's a little bit reddish, it's a little bit greenish, what it's going to do is blend those two textures together. So that's why this can be very useful for doing things like terrain texturing. So we will start in here, and we are going to first create two texture sample nodes. The first one is going to be with the lamp color. So we're going to find T_lamp color. It's this one. And we do want to make sure that the sampler type is set to linear color. I think it usually is by default. Next, for this one, we're going to search for T_lamp underscore base. Was it not there? Hold on. Give me one moment. Where is this texture? I think I must have just been typing it wrong. This is for a lamp. And if you scroll down, it says T. Oh, I see. It doesn't have a space for lamp base. The book does have a space in there, so it's a little bit of a typo. So lamp base, but there's no space between lamp and base. So we were looking for these two. This one should also be set sample type to linear color. So let's make sure that's set to that. All right, now let's do a lerp node between these two. I don't know why it's not showing up in there. That's bizarre. Oh, well, we'll keep going. Let's do a lerp. Just hold L and click. We're going to feed this one into A, and this one into B. And we will then need something for what is going between those. And what we're looking for is a node called vertex color right here. And we just need to hook the red, we're just doing red vertex color data into the alpha so that we will be just using the red channel for this one. Okay, let's go ahead and hook it up and see how we're doing. It might be having a bit, I don't know why it's not showing, but let's go ahead and save it anyway. Oops. What is it mad about? Let's see. It's telling me it wants it color, even though the book says linear. So we'll just do what it's telling us to do in there. That's fine. So let's save it. Let's go here, and we really won't see, you know, anything magical yet because we do not have any actual vertex color on it yet. So it's just kind of blending between the two of them right now. Let me slow this down. But before we go ahead and worry about vertex color, let's finish up the rest of these because we have our base color information, but it would be nice to have our metallic and roughness information. So again, we're going to have to do a little bit of lerping with this, but let's get started. Let's first add some constant ones for the metal. So I'm just going to hold one and click for both of those and add a lerp. And for the glass, we obviously don't want any metal, so it can stay as 0. But for the base, that is metallic, so we're going to set that to 1. And we'll hook it into there. And we will also pull this red channel into the alpha. We'll hook this into the metal. We're going to do something similar for our roughness. So we'll add 2 more constant ones and then add in a lerp. For the glass, let's give it a shininess of 0.5. And for the metal base, let's give it a shininess of 0.25. I'll feed this in with that red channel and drop this into roughness. And we should, you know, we can see what's going on, but since we don't really have any vertex information on here, it's gonna, you know, it's kind of like a blend between the two a little bit. So let's save this and let's go ahead and work on that vertex color. I will show you how to do vertex painting right in Unreal, but honestly, I don't really do vertex painting in engines. There is kind of a way you can also do it in the Unity engine, but a better place to actually do this would be in where you're actually modeling these. So Maya or Blender would be a better place to do vertex color. It's a pretty standard process. It's very easy to look up how to do those. But in here, we're going to have to pull up our modes panel. So we're going to first select our object, and then we are going to go to the modes panel, and we are going to go to mesh paint. And let's see what's next. We're going to go to colors, paint. So the color we're going to want to choose is going to be red. And like we want R red. So we want R to be 1, G to be 0, and B to be 0. So we have as red as we possibly can. We also need to be able to visualize this. So let's make sure that we kind of up this a little bit. Hold on a moment. Oh, not there, up here. Color view mode. RGB channels. So right now it's all red. We don't want this to be all red. We're going to want to paint out, I lost it, keeping the base red and painting the rest of this black. So let me actually just switch this back to black. I thought we were going the other way. Okay, there we go. And, you know, we're going to want to come in here and get rid of this red. We can make it bigger. We can make it stronger. But the idea is we're giving those vertices not red color. We can always see what's going on too if we switch back to off. And we can see that we are getting our, sorry, let's do that. Stuff back. And, you know, you'd want to be pretty accurate with this, go all the way around. You know, it wouldn't make sense to have any of this bled over into there. So you'd want to, you know, it takes a little of practice. I wish it would stop doing that. To paint these out. So we're just using, you know, 1 to 2, and, you know, you can have it set up. You can push the way these are set up so that you can do, you know, an RG and B color. So this is just red. And then you can make this a little bit more complex and do, you know, more materials than this. So this is just kind of to get you started. But again, if you're in a pinch, this is fine. I would honestly work more in your editor of choice to accomplish this. Let me switch back out of this. Switch back to lit. There we go. And we can see the shininess down there. Looks good. All right, pretty easy enough. So hopefully you found this useful. Again, kind of an odd example, but, you know, think about extrapolating this to doing something more like terrain painting to blend different types of like dirts and grass together.